Ah, this is basically the final day of Trailblazer League. Final day of Trailblazer League. Of Zmalytics. All these tasks. All of them that I've done. Probably some of the ones show all the completed ones here. Just want to show off some of these. At the very least, some of the more harder ones. God, I have completed, like, just over here, 506. Jesus. Like, I've done so much of this game here. Oh, doing the final things from my game here. No one's here. Nope. Activate my quick prayer with this. Just get enough damage. Bam, he's disoriented. God, I do not like fighting this thing. I have it at 91 KC, I believe, is where I ended off last time. And now, right now, I'm just kind of finishing that grind up. Hopefully I get my third unsired within these next, like, 8 or 9 kills. I don't think I am. Unfortunately. Oh, you spawn. That wasn't enough to kill. There, that is enough to kill. Alright. Next phase. Bring out the blowpipe. One of the things that I guess I regret is, you know, not getting... I only have 66 rune darts here. I only killed Zilliana 106 times, so I didn't really get too much things. I'm moving around like every now and then, like I'm trying to like predict when he's like gonna throw out a like a floor poison thing. Alright. Come on. Yeah, like that. Fuck. Transportation, good. Oh, fuck. This is not going as I thought. Let's go! Yo! I was just talking about how I actually needed one. Let's go! Fuck yeah! That is so convenient. First kill of the trip. Yeah, Trailblazer happened pretty recently here. Hopefully I'll actually be able to edit this video before everyone forgets about Trailblazer. Which, knowing my dumbass, I probably will just completely forget about it. But, you know what, I just want to make this video recording just to get my thoughts, opinions, and just kind of look back on this. Look back on the Twisted League. And just... Not Twisted League. Twisted League was last year. This is Trailblazer League. And I guess my biggest complaint about Trailblazer is how similarly said it is to Twisted. For some reason, my dumbass kept saying Twisted so many times during the Trailblazer League. Trailblazer doesn't roll quite off the top of your tongue as Twisted. So, yeah. But, yeah, I had a lot of fun. I got 44... How many points did exactly? 44,040 points in the Twisted League. Not Twisted League. Trailblazer League. Out of nearly 300,000 players this time. This was kind of ridiculous. I'll be honest. This was a very, very... more contested league than the last year. I definitely noticed that I think one of the biggest things was people didn't have like a specific point incentive this year. I remember last year during the Twisted League, I actually said that right this time. I remember last year during the Twisted League, every single person had a very dedicated point goal. It was either for the house decoration, or the helmet, or both, and they were done. A large majority of the people that I was talking to were very much only wanting to get 10,000 points, and then they were gone. They were just gone. And I remember that pretty clearly. In Trailblazer League, I didn't hear a lot of talk about like, I want this many points, I want X amount of points, I want this, and that out of the shop. A lot of the people were playing Trailblazer mostly for fun. And I genuinely like that. I feel like that's a great thing for Trailblazer to be. I feel like that's what leagues are meant to be. They're meant to be fun. They're not really meant to be like a high profit thing for the actual main game. Twisted League very much was a lot of players were just trying to get X amount of points so that they can like rebuild their account or something. Or like, I want like the actual 30 mil for like this, that. Like, granted, a 2-month-long journey for 30 mil was definitely very, very worth it. Here, I really just can't. A lot of money was not meant to be made here, primarily because of how screwed up the actual point total actually is to be. Because last year in Twisted League, I got 12,000 points and was barely in Rune. This year, I got 44,000 points and comfortably in Rune. Granted, I'm very, very middle of ground. I think the barrier for Rune this year was 35,000, somewhere around there. Like, again, I think the amount of people that were in Twisted League was nearly 100,000 players or something like that. Whereas Trailblazer had nearly three times that, almost. So there's a lot more points into the actual economy of this. And I really want to stress this. If for some reason I actually do edit this video in time for people to see it before it becomes completely irrelevant by the time the next leagues are even being discussed. The point economy in leagues shouldn't really matter at all. I don't think that anyone should give a crap about, like, the economy of cosmetics, of all things. Like, if it was the economy of, like, the Twisted Bow, I would very, very much have an issue with that. But if it's, again, they're all cosmetics. These are all cosmetic items. Sure, it might be a status symbol for people who had the Twisted Horns before they were cool. But you have something like that. You have the trophies. That actually is a pretty powerful status symbol. Like, I got 2 Rune trophies now. 2 years in a row, still top 5%. Very, very happy about that. Yeah, those trophies, those are a status symbol. If you want, like, exclusivity for, like, those horrible, horrible people that think of elitism being the end-all, be-all thing, and if you haven't gone in here, you don't deserve this. For one thing, screw those elitisms. And secondly, the trophies are the elitism status. That you have that, and I think that's fine to have those trophies as the elitism status symbol. But having anything else as that elitist status symbol, like the exclusivity, the cosmetics, I do not approve. I do not approve. That is a very negative envyism. Like, Jagex has definitely discussed this. Jagex has discussed what to do when they stop doing leagues. Because eventually, these guys may eventually stop doing leagues forever. And they were talking about what to do with all the cosmetic items. And I think having a little bit of that elitism in just the trophies, just saying, hey, I competed in this league. I got, I don't know, a bronze trophy. I paid 10 points and then walked away. You shouldn't go to leagues if you want points. You should go to leagues to have fun. And that's what I believe that Trailblazer ended up doing a lot more. It was a lot more fun. So I have to talk about like a little bit of a disclaimer here. When I set out to Trailblazer League, because last year I got top 5% based purely off of pet luck. I'm not even joking about that. I basically got pet luck. And then I ended up getting a golden trench during the aerial fishing thing. And that gave me another 500. And I basically barely got into Rune because of the luck. This year, I wanted to get into the top 1%, purely because in Twisted League, I didn't give a crap about placements. I only gave a crap because I was just super, super close to Rune. That's it. I was just super close to Rune and was like, well, I might as well just get points, I suppose. I wanted to see if I can get top 1% if I actually tried. And I fucked up my entire life. Just fucked it right up. During the first 2 days, I basically played a no-life simulation. Got to the top 500 players during the first day. Then saw my rank slowly decaying faster and faster and faster with each passing day. Playing like 12 hours a day. I ended up not being able to do 12 hours a day playing Trailblazer. I want to point out, Jagex, please fix the actual total time in the leagues, because I actually want to know specifically how much time that I've spent just in this league alone. I do not like that at all, and I would like to have a specific date of how much time that I spent specifically in this league. Granted, because I have a screenshot of what I did in Twisted League, I can actually say that I spent 5.3 hours a day playing this league, which is about an hour extra that I have spent in Twisted. So yeah, I was in fact playing this game a lot more. I have a lot less distractions. I don't have a girlfriend anymore. Watching that old video of Twisted League, just like, oh yeah, I used to have a girlfriend. Time passes, man. And as much as I wasn't having enough, as much initial fun, I decided to edit the actual video of Twisted League and actually post it to private right before the ending of it all, the ending of Trailblazer. And in all honesty, when I actually edited that video and just reviewing all the things that I was saying, I forgot that I was supposed to have fun and not trying to get points and not trying to get a specific rank. And I genuinely believe that to every single person watching this, if you are for some reason, please do not worry about your rank. Never ever worry about your rank unless you're some sort of like elitism YouTuber. Blow pipe, blow pipe, blow pipe. I guess, yeah, the one thing that I actually regret is not taking the desert so I can actually like craft my own darts. And Jesus Christ, that is so fast. I have to apologize for my fan. That's probably like the rumbling echoing. Oh god, Draining Strikes is so good. I don't actually have to bring prayer potions anywhere I go. Like, so long as I'm using ranged, I never have to bring I never have to bring like any prayer potions. I think there's only like a few times where I actually did need it just because I had like poor luck. I'm excited. I just want to get like a nice screen capture. I'm also gonna be doing a lot of screen capturing. Fucking 1-tick attack speed. Like look at the little look at those XP drops. Oh my god. So many high XP drops. Oh my god, it is ridiculous. I love my blowpipe so much. Like, again, I should have just revolved my entire game plan around the blowpipe. It's just so good. And there's so many cool things. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about, but I don't really know what to talk about. Like, I want to talk about, like, so many things, but my brain is kind of just everywhere right now. Hi, that guy. That guy showed up for, like, 5 seconds and was like, ah, shit. This boss fucking blows. I told my clan, like, oh, hey, Yo, I did the thing. I'm doing this as like my final days, and then they're all like, dude, why are you torturing yourself? And honestly, I definitely see it. I hate this boss. I have grown to have a genuine distaste for it. However, in the main game, I probably totally 100% will fight this thing because I actually got confidence. That's actually just something that this game mode definitely gave me. It's confidence to actually fight in a lot of these bosses in the main game. I'm actually I'm confident fighting Zulrah now. I feel like if I go into the main game, I can legitimately grind Zulrah. And I feel like I would have a good time because I basically memorized just after fighting the thing 500 times. I've basically memorized Zulrah's patterns. But yeah, I've only done the Corrupted Gauntlet 10 times, but in that 10 times I actually got a sub 7-minute category. Admittingly using a bit of a little bit of a cheeky thing with my relics. I think if I have time, I'll try to show it off. But yeah, I have confidence that I can actually go into the gauntlet in the main game now and actually do okay. Jesus Christ, the 1-ticks. There we go. What the hell, game? Let's fucking go, dude. Look. They made an Among Us reference in RuneScape. Oh yeah, I also have like 50 mil range experience. Fun fact, I actually didn't know that you could get a ranging cape until 25 mil EXP. Because, fun fact, the ranging cape acts as an abyssal accumulator. Not an abyssal accumulator, an Ava's devices. But yeah, it acts as an Ava's device, and I just straight up didn't know until 25 mil ranging experience. Like, bro, I could have saved on so many rune knives. Oh man, before blowpipe, I just used rune knives, and oh god. I was so pissed because I kept getting stupid close, and I mean, I got like a 25-minute and 10-second run as my best. What the fuck? Fucking back to back. I gotta tell this my clan here 3 on side. What the fuck? I'll take it. No one in my clan cares. Alright, the front of corruption. The fuck? An abyssal head? That's not what I wanted. Bludgeon spine, alright. And what's the final one here? Another bludgeon spine. Okay. Still good, still good. Now I get to talk to the overseer. You hand over the components to the overseer. I now have all the components I require, so here is the weapon I promised you. Present you with the abyssal bludgeon. You have served me well. It is good to see that you humans are still as gullible as ever. Bringing me those body parts from the sire has now granted me enough teleportation energy to leave this living hellhole. Perhaps I will pay your realm a visit, and there will be much to harvest. Yeah, that is disgusting. What use is this? It's unwieldy. Have you not learned yet? Appearances can be deceiving. You hold in your hands a living weapon whose power is rivaled by few weapons from your world. Use it wisely. Do not think that I am ungrateful for my freedom, human. I will leave you this ancient tome that will instruct you in creating more of these weapons in the future. Just use the 3 components on the book, and it will do the rest. You can get spare copies here at any time you need. Perhaps I shall use it to slay you, demon. So be it. I will await you on the fields of blood. Dope. 500 points, and that's pretty much, that's it. That's pretty much all the grinds that I actually really wanted to do. I had to look up the wiki. Look up the Abyssal Head. What does this do? It can be combined with a Slayer helmet to create a red Slayer. Oh. Wait, what? It's a 1 in 12 drop? Whoa! Okay, so this is actually one of the rarer drops from the drop table. That's actually kind of nifty. I'm upset a little bit that I can't use it. But hey, that's nifty, you know? And I might as well talk about Trailblazer because unlike in Twisted League, there are quite a few interesting changes towards the leagues. One of those big changes was a severe distaste towards min-maxing. In the Twisted League, you picked a path and you went one of 3 routes. You either min-maxed your combat abilities, you min-maxed your scaling abilities, or you min-maxed your other scaling abilities. Your artisan scaling abilities. There were just... You either went scaling or you went hard combat. You went one or 2 ways. In Trailblazer, there seemed to be a heavy emphasis, and I mean heavy emphasis, on being as spread out and enjoying as much of the content of leagues as possible, and I highly commend Jagex for doing that. One of the big ways that they ended up doing this was, for one thing, in the relic choices. A lot of them don't complement each other that extremely well. There are some that can complement each other well, but they also work very well individually as relics, and they also, there's only a few that really mix really well. Like, there are some that, like, say, Last Recall, for example, that pairs up pretty well with quite a few of the relics, but at the same time, it's just so powerful on its own that it doesn't really need, like, synergy. It's that powerful. Like, a lot of the relics, they're all things on their own, and unlike Twisted League, it's completely up to you how you can, like, combo these relics. It's much more fluid in that regard. Whereas in Twisted League, I would say it would be on your 2nd or 3rd relic that you would basically had to decide which relics are you going to combo together. Because, like, I mean, everyone picked Endless Endurance, almost everyone. Except for me, I didn't pick that. But yeah, almost everyone picked, like, say, like, Endless Endurance and then combo that with, like, either combat or skilling. But they either went, like, complete combat style or they went complete skilling style. And again, this is pretty much just to discourage people from standing at Wintertot for 40 hours. They wanted you to experience the entire game. Come on, guys. Let's experience everything. And not just the 2 things that are just really good. And I think if you actually looked at my stats, I'm literally 699s away from maxing. And honestly, in 2 months, that gave me such a giant confidence boost towards my main account. Like, oh my god, I can actually max. Granted, there are definitely things that I was abusing to get that. But I like it. I like it a lot. I also like the drop rate. I wasn't bossing nearly as much as I was in the beginning. And I feel like I should have been more bossing. But that's fine. That's very fine. But yeah, actually, why don't we talk about, like, areas in the game? Because one of the biggest differences in Trailblazer is that you have 2 options to choose from instead of just one singular option. So my pathway that I took, I picked Kandarin as my first option. Like every other basic bitch in the entire universe, they picked Kandarin. Then picked Asgarnia, again, like every other basic bitch, although most people chose them as a 3rd. I kind of regret choosing Asgarnia, personally. And then the 3rd relic, the 3rd area, I chose Tehran 1, and you can already guess what my combat style was, just by going to Tehran 1. I took Endless Harvest, Last Recall, Quick Shot, Unnatural Selection, Infernal Gathering, and Draining Strikes. I do not regret a single relic choice. I do regret an area choice. That's, again, there's always that one regret that you have when you're playing leagues. That's going to happen. I feel like that's just going to happen regardless. Mostly because there's a meta to this game here. And when you ignore the meta that was pretty early on, everyone was pretty much like going Kandarin, Morytania, Melee Relic, then Asgarnia for God Wars. And that's the path that almost every single person took. If you did not take the Melee Relic, you were stupid, I guess. I don't regret taking Quick Shot. I don't regret not going to Morytania. I do regret going to Asgarnia. I want to talk about that in a little bit later detail, but for one, let's start off with like my journey throughout the entire leagues, and let's just talk about my decision process throughout making everything, and you'll see eventually what I regret here. So the game starts. I get Endless Harvest. I think that getting double experience in fishing, woodcutting, and mining, getting double experience in that, I thought I was going to try to min-max. I then looked at every single relic in the game and was like trying to think of a plan. I didn't really have too much of a plan. I definitely saw Last Recall as like, yeah, no contest. Last Recall. I'm pretty sure everyone thought Last Recall was like way too overpowered. As a side note, every time that you relicked up in this one, you just straight up got either an experience buff permanently from going like 5 times experience rates to 16 times experience rates, or you got a loot drop buff. And one of the things that I want to suggest is, on top of having a relic buff, we do have enough universally powerful relics that we got in Trailblazer League. We could add those into the next league. Like Last Recall, Unnatural Selection, and Treasure Seeker. Those are pretty much 3 relics that I do want like to be like defaults. Like you just earn these relics as you're playing like the game. Primarily because I think that we can actually do that. I know that some players are going to be like, oh no, power creep in leagues. Also, who cares about power creep in leagues? The whole point of leagues is to be like, yo, if we added this to the game, how busted is this? There's already power creep in leagues. Let's add more power creep. I guess it could be like a ruining of like the original, but we can also make like the original leagues, like we can make those back again. I feel like just going higher and higher in the skill could be like a very fun thing to do. There's more powerful relics in Trailblazer than there was Twisted, and we had triple the attendance, really. So why not have even more power for players who just play the game more? I think having Last Recall in general is completely freaking stupid powerful. It is such a powerful relic, especially with Kandarin, because just Gnome Seed, just Royal Pod Seed. Like every single person they went to Kandarin, they got the Royal Pod Seed, they brought that one-click teleport just with them, and they're just bam. But I genuinely think that if you just like had the Last Recall relic as a default thing, I think that would have been a lot more fair. If we actually look at like the tier 1 relics, we have the Endless Harvest, which was basically like a very good relic for gifts, cutting resource times in half. And then there's Scaling Prodigy for the players who just want an easy early game, but it would fall off pretty hard late game. I think that's fine. Then we had tier 2, which was Fairy Flight, Eternal Jeweler, and Last Recall. Nobody really cared about Fairy Flight. It was kind of a niche that, like, sure, every now and then I was like, for clue hunting, yeah, this would be pretty good. But we'll get into clues a little bit later. But realistically, Fairy Flight was pretty much just exclusively for clues, and that's kind of it. Which, if you were going for a clue meta, pretty good. But yeah, clue meta was very, very discouraged this year. There was the Eternal Jeweler, which, again, a lot of players know Eternal Jeweler pretty well. A lot of players know a lot of the teleport locations and how convenient of a teleport that would be. And then Last Recall. Last Recall. I feel really bad for anyone who didn't take Last Recall just because everyone noticed how disgustingly overpowered it was. Which is why I think it should be just a basic thing in the next league, because Endless Endurance in the last league was disgustingly overpowered. And I think that just a lot of people were talking about it should be a default next league. And it was. Why not do that with Last Recall? I feel like that would be a very fantastic one as a late game reward. I think that would be great. And then we move on to tier 3. We have Quick Shot, Fluid Strikes, and Double Cast. Basically, which style of attack do you want your relics to be halved? Only reason I chose Quick Shot was because of Barbarian Assault. I'm not even joking. I am a little bit of a part of a pet hunting clan, specifically dedicated to Barbarian Assault. We're pet hunters, but yeah, that was literally the only reason, because we were actually able to do double healer runs, and double healer runs is the meta for speed running, and with Quick Shot, you don't even need to focus on the game. It's so fast. You attack so disgustingly fast. Quick Shot, specifically for Barbarian Assault. That's it. That was the only reason. And then I was kind of stuck with Quick Shot. And I'm like, what now? Again, I was kind of making a little bit of regret, because if I went Fluid Strikes, I would have gone the default path that everyone else took. And then around this time of Quick Shot, I was thinking of getting the Dorgashan crossbow. The bone crossbow. The everyone that was there. And I was thinking okay, let me just get this complete quest, another slice of ham. And turns out I need to complete Goblin Diplomacy. An area in Asgarnia. I unlocked Asgarnia specifically to get the bone crossbow. And that's it. I got Asgarnia out of rage. See, here's the thing. One of the biggest things that, despite the Trailblazer being the biggest thing in the entire game, there were a lot more oversights. And I mean a lot more oversights than I was expecting. When I went to Asgarnia, one of the drop rights that I honestly expect would be buffed would be actually golden nuggets. I actually assumed that because getting the mining outfit is a hard diary requirement in Falador. I actually completed the Falador Elite before the hard. I haven't completed the Falador diary. One mini rant. Look, I have the Falador Elite diary completed, but not the hard. Varrock. I completed the Elite diary of Varrock before the hard. I did the same thing with Ardoin. Again, I completed the Elite before the hard. Not Ardoin. Lumbridge, yeah, that's it. That's what I was fucking talking about. In fact, in order to get a quick 300 points, I believe, I had to unlock Asgarnia in order to get all the Dorgashan tasks done. And I hate that. I genuinely despise that. I was told it was a Lumbridge area. Turns out you need to get Asgarnia. And I'm upset. I'm just physically upset with that. I'm not fine with that. There were quite a large amount of oversights. Fluid Strikes, for example, one of the other bonuses that it would give was that it gave you a natural defense buff. Okay, and as it turns out, Fluid Strikes, when you were getting hit, You were essentially immortal. You were essentially immortal. You were extremely hard to kill in Fluid Strikes, and they had to patch that out. They changed it so that if you were to receive lethal damage, you would actually get hits for that lethal damage, and you wouldn't have any damage resistance from that. But if you were to take damage, not take lethal, and then you get the damage resistance applied to you. Because otherwise, the max hit that they take is, like, say, like, they do a damage attack that does 99 damage, it will kill you, even if the actual total damage is higher, it cannot physically go higher. It's like when you hit a cow, you can only hit it for its max HP, you can never hit it any higher. There are just so many other issues. A lot of the grinds, especially for the diaries, were not good. Fun fact, Lumber's Diary is not completable unless you get Asgardia. Which, again, why do I need that? Again, a giant oversight on Jagex. And that was frustrating. Like, again, I basically got Asgardia for the Lumbridge Diaries and the Goblin Caves. The frickin' bone crossbow. Little angry about that, not gonna lie. Very, very angry about that. But if I hadn't taken Quick Shot, I would have taken the desert. Early on, I was thinking what the desert could have actually offered. And the thing is, I thought it was going to offer freaking nothing. And as it turns out, the desert offers freaking nothing. And to be honest, was kind of right. It is garbage. Two things, though. For one thing, Jagex, please add content to the desert. Secondly, because it's pretty much a poor area, it's actually very, very easy to get points. There were a lot of synergies with getting a very high smithing level. There was pretty high synergies with just thieving. If you had thieving, you could get like 400 or something points pretty effortlessly. There were a lot of very, very easy to complete tasks in the desert. You get 199, you get like several hundred points. You get another 99, you get another several thousand points. It was pretty easy. It doesn't unlock a lot of like monsters, and honestly, Asgardia didn't unlock anything really good either. But yeah, the desert sucked for items, for progress, for account progression. You got desert abilities, you got the ancient magics, which are kind of niche in their own way, especially for just a lot of the activities. But, you know, it gave you dust. But yeah, desert, you got very, very effortless points for a lot of things. And I think that's what desert was designed for. It comes up to my fourth tier with the second area. Unnatural selection. Sorry, I think the biggest oversight that ended up happening was with the tier 4 relics. For one thing, there are only two, which the actual third, there was going to be an actual third relic of second inventory, which basically was going to be a looting bag that you could actually take items out of. And that would have been really, really good. But there were a few issues with second inventory that basically they couldn't feel comfortable actually using. So they decided to not have it entirely, which I'm fine with. I am. Especially because I would have taken second inventory. Knowing my dumb idiot self, I would have taken second inventory and combined it with Production Master. I would have gotten Production Master had I gotten second inventory. That would have been a huge mistake, because unnatural selection is kind of dumb. And I genuinely think we should just get unnatural selection as like a tier 3 bonus. Just universally. Primarily because just unnatural selection is so strong. It was strong in the Twisted League, and it's still strong here. And I think Jagex tried to do an accurate representation of the two biggest, well, rather, I would say 3 biggest strategies of the previous league, which was Clue Scrolls, Giant Skilling, and unnatural selection combat style. Thing is, unnatural selection unlocks a lot of bosses and unlocks a lot of points just exclusively through unnatural selection, much more than Treasure Seeker. Treasure Seeker was not seen very much, primarily because a lot of the clues you could not complete half the time. And that was I think that's the biggest reason that clues got a huge hit this year, was primarily because people weren't able to complete them. They weren't able to complete Treasure Seeker. They weren't able to complete Clue Scrolls. So why get Treasure Seeker if clues are you're just going to rely on luck in order to just get the things that you want and actually complete the Clue Scrolls that you want? Why? Why would you do that? Yeah, a lot of people have the same sentiment. I'm pretty sure there was a statistic of 95% of people taking unnatural selection, which again is why I think it should just be an automatically obtained relic at this point. It's kind of dumb. Unnatural selection is kind of dumb. I don't have much to say about unnatural selection. It's just so strong. You got to choose your own Slayer tasks. I managed to complete 100 Slayer tasks. Then we go on to my 5th relic here. There were 2 really good relics that stood out to me. And there was one relic that everyone else also loved. There's Botanist, Infernal Gathering, and Equilibrium. Botanist was by far the most popular one. Again, because of a goddamn oversight on potion effects lasting until they're basically gone. Thing is, it also applied to combat. Was not intentional by Jagex. Come on! Again, the amount of oversights in this league are frustrating. Genuinely frustrating how many oversights there were. Oh man, there was also the Asgarnia problem about God Wars, where players would constantly be killing their own bosses. They would be constantly accidentally competing. They would accidentally kill steal. And then they ended up just making it so that kill counts don't go away and that you can just enter in as a private instance. You would teleport with Blast Recall just outside the doors and you could instance. Granted, because everyone's an Iron Man, that's fine. I get why they did that. But again, oversight. So many oversights. The only Twisted League oversight that I genuinely thought of was more or less just how powerful the relics are, but I mean, that's also prevalent in this league. Overpowered relics are very, very powerful in this league, just as much as they were in the previous league. That's fine. That's fine. It's not Jagex's fault that something was overpowered much more so than the others. I don't blame them for that. I don't blame them for that at all. Because when you're a developer, you look at a lot of things and you think, okay, this is good for this situation, and this situation. How is the meta going to actually play out? Because you can theory craft a lot of things, but when it comes time to execution, it's very, very different. It's very, very different. Developing a game is very hard. I don't blame them for having overpowered relics. I will blame them for having several area oversights and in unintended mechanics like Fluid Strikes and Botanist. I don't blame Last Recall for being overpowered because they didn't realize that you were actually able to get the Royal Seed Pods very, very easily because Monkey Madness 2 was already completed. I don't blame them for that. I mean, the same thing is with Moritania with the Ectophile. It's not as good, but it's still there. It's still there. The Ectophile is still there, and it would still be just as strong. Let's be real. But also, Botanist just wasn't interesting to me because I didn't really like farming, which is kind of surprising because I got 99 farming. I didn't really need it. I didn't really ever use it. I never really had a situation where I was like, damn, I would love me some Botanist. And then there was Infernal Gathering and an Equilibrium. These were the real 2 changes for me. The real 2 choices. Had I went Equilibrium, I would have maxed. I will say that right now. I would have maxed. And then I would have actually been able to flaunt my max cape maybe on the last 2 days of the leagues. Equilibrium, actually kind of nutty. Because you have to think, Every instance that you get experience, you get that extra buff. Agility becomes ridiculously easy. Shared style combat basically doubles your experience gain. Like, you could literally go with long range and, like, the shared magic style. You could go with, like, a spear or the whip and get insane experience rates. That's insane. Equilibrium affects every single stat in the game. And the thing is, as much as I was thinking that, I wasn't quite thinking that clearly. Primarily, it was like, what skills... When I was thinking of this, I thought tier 5 as the, how many skills does this affect? And with Botanist, I saw farming, herb lore, that's it. With Equilibrium, I saw, yeah, it's technically every single skill, but which skills are affected by Equilibrium the most? Again, agility, combat, and actually herb lore as well, because you would actually get that buff when just cleaning the herbs, which, again, kind of nuts. Maybe rune crafting? I actually wasn't sure. I was actually going to be going on to like several discords and like asking what rune crafting, if Equilibrium affected each individual instance of charging a rune as an experience gain, or if it was just per trip. If it was per trip, I wouldn't have taken it. And I never really got an answer because I decided to take Infernal Gathering. My thought process was get 25 mil in fishing, cooking, wood cutting, fire making, mining, and smithing. I got 25 mil in wood cutting and fire making. I ended up getting a lot of salmon to basically burn and just like use as like a kind of like a rejuvenation pool. It's like, okay, let me just restock. Salmon. Okay, now get the sharks out. I ended up not really using the Infernal Gathering to its full extent in terms of fishing, primarily because just I ended up profiting manta rays when killing Zulrah. So that's a bit of a shock. I was actually using manta rays at Zulrah and kept profiting manta rays. But the Infernal Gathering, I actually was using really, really well. I didn't get 25 mil smithing or mining experience. I got pretty close. I got like 20 mil mining experience. Like mining runite ore, just straight up. When I went to Tehran 1, there were just 4 runite ore spawns. And you could just get 8 bars, all good to your bank, and you just spend an hour just making that, and you can get like all the runite ammunition you want. And that's just kind of nuts. And that's kind of why I really regret not taking Desert. Because you need Tourist Trap in order to craft darts. And I didn't take that. It would have been huge for me to just get a blowpipe. And then just keep making darts. And then just go into every single thing. Go into the Inferno with the runite darts, which I didn't do. I didn't go into the Inferno because I'm a little pussy baby that was too scared of the Inferno despite everything being easy. Seriously, everything's so easy with like all these relics. These like literally machine gun blowpipe is hilariously easy. It makes everything super easy. And we're gonna go on to tier 6, and we're gonna talk about Tehran 1 around the same time because I got to Tehran 1 right as I unlocked the tier 6, and actually I unlocked Tehran 1 just before the tier 6, and then just fished some Zulrah scales, and then just quickly got that 250 points, then got Draining Strikes. Now I want to talk about the actual last tier real quick, because there's Draining Strikes, there is Exploding Attacks, and Weapon Specialist. Weapon Specialist was really not intriguing at all, primarily because I saw Weapon Specialist, and I couldn't help but think that it was just a weaker version of Draining Strikes. Turns out I'm kind of not right on that, primarily because when I was thinking about Weapon Specialist, I did see the benefit of actually getting Weapon Specialist. Believe me, I did. It was with the Saradomin Godsword that basically acts as a much better Draining Strikes and much more effective Draining Strikes. But I didn't know how to do God Wars. And then I learned how to do God Wars. Also, I got a dark bow to fight Zilliana, and holy crap, a dark bow is really, really dumb. Like, Jesus Christ. Double attack dark bow is actually really, really good at Zilliana, especially with dragon arrows. Holy crap. But yeah, if I actually spent time at Zilliana, I would have gotten the Ceridum Godsword and probably would have loved Weapon Specialist. But I couldn't see any other use for Weapon Specialist. I just couldn't. I genuinely had a hard time finding very good uses for Weapon Specialist. Exploding attacks are kind of nuts. Those are fun. I have seen some footage of explosive attacks. It is fun. Like, holy crap, that looks so much fun. To just, like, everything explodes. Explosive attacks, kind of nuts, but not applicable in bossing. It was probably really good in the Inferno. It probably would have made a lot of things very easy in the Inferno, which I wouldn't know because I never did the Inferno. Draining Strikes effectively makes Jad AFK. Mostly AFK, I'm not even kidding. The 10%, like the 50% chance to get 10% extra health back, that's not important. It's not that good. The prayer, on the other hand, that's what makes it so powerful. It is the prayer regeneration. Honestly, if they had made Draining Strikes to only include health, I would have gotten Exploding Attacks or Weapon Specialist or anything else. But if the prayer... My God, the prayer regeneration. Whoo! I never had to drink a prayer pot at Zulrah. I never had to drink a prayer pot anywhere, actually. Unless I was using a different combat style, I wasn't needing a prayer pot. Jesus Christ, I love Draining Strikes. It's just for the prayer regeneration, the fact that I'm always able to just freely have Eagle Eye on. Man, imagine that with rigor. Oh, man, that would be nuts. I was a bit nervous about Tehran 1. Zulrah especially was very, very terrifying. I wasn't good at fighting Zulrah beforehand, but was like, I went the ranged relic anyway. I gotta do this. I gotta get my blowpipe. I went 486 kills until I got the Zulrah blowpipe. And oh my God, the entire thing leading up to it. 488 kills, rather, my bad. I ended up getting 4 Serpentine Helms and 4 Magic Fangs, only 1 Onyx, before finally getting the Tanzanite Fang for the blowpipe on Zulrah at kill count 488. I would have straight up given up for that. I was super upset. Granted, I only have the blowpipe for a singular week. I wasn't good. I wasn't too good. I was doing a lot of other things in the meantime. I was doing the Corrupted Gauntlet. I was doing so many other things. I was doing a little bit of Zalcano. I was learning God Wars. I was fighting the fight caves. I was getting a lot of experience. I got 500 herbivore kills. I went to max out my combat stats. Almost. Except for prayer. Fuck prayer. But yeah, I got a lot of other grinds. And I kind of regret not getting Zulrah that much. Granted, I got the Serpentine Helm, which was basically like making Zulrah a lot easier, because before that, I would basically go to Zulrah, kill him once, bank all my stuff, die to Venom, come back, get another kill, bank all my stuff, die to Venom, over and 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 over again. But eventually I got good at Zulrah. I freaking memorized their patterns like the back of my hand. I feel confident fighting Zulrah in the main game now, which actually got a couple kills in the main game. And you know what? I should get my stats up a little bit more. I got to practice my switching a little bit more. But I'm actually confident in fighting Zulrah now, which is huge. Wasn't confident before, confident now. I also got a lot of papaya tree seeds. I got a lot of palm tree seeds, which got me the 99 farming. And I don't regret fighting Zulrah all that time. As a quick note here for 488 kills, to contrast how powerful this blowpipe upgrade was. During the entire 488 kills, my personal best was 55 seconds. There's a reward for killing Zulrah at 52 seconds and 42 seconds, I think. The very next kill, just show it on screen. Just show how fast that it was. Jesus Christ, the blowpipe's nuts. Granted, I had a few Runite darts from Mythril Dragons as well as Zilliana. And turns out, Steel Darts alone gives me the sub 25 fight caves. Before that, I actually was struggling to get sub 25 on fight caves. But afterwards, got it. Just instantly, with just Steel Darts, which is nuts. I wish I'd gotten the blowpipe so much sooner, and I wish I took the desert because of how powerful machine gun blowpipe is. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. It is literally insane how good it is. Are there any other thoughts that I've had? I can't really think of anything else that I want to say, other than just how much fun that I've had with the leagues. It was definitely much more open, much more in-depth in terms of interpretation. I have no idea what the next league is going to be. But I hope Jagex actually thinks things through this time. I hope they do a little bit more play testing with multiple players. And I hope we get more default relics other than just Endless Endurance. I hope we get Last Recall as like a late game powerful bonus. I hope we get Unnatural Selection as like a mid thing. I hope we have that. I genuinely hope we have that. That actually sounds like pretty much a lot of fun. Let me protect from melee and let me just fucking obliterate the shit out of this mole. Yay, you got a kill. I don't even need the things. Again, I can't think of any other tasks. Again, let's look at all the tasks here. We got all this. Talk to iLeaf in Tehran 1. I think I know where iLeaf is. What the fuck is this one random thing here? Why the hell is this just randomly in here? Why? What's it called? Oh, while I'm here, let me show off something in my player-owned house. I might as well show off. Check it out! Kraken display! Oh no! The Kraken's taking over the building! I'm a fucking nerd. Zilverpet. Zilverpet. I like Snaky. You little snake. Soon Zora shall establish dominion over this plane. Wanna play fetch? Submit to the almighty Zora. Walksies? Or slidies? Zora's wilderness as a god will soon be demonstrated. I give up. Also, when I got the Zora pet, I was fuming. Yet also excited as all fuck. Like, the game was like, yo. And I was like, the fuck, where's my goddamn blowpipe? I think the most exciting thing is that I'll finally be fucking done with this league. I can actually do other things. Like, granted, I didn't sacrifice my whole life to this league, but I sacrificed a good amount of it. Oh, Jesus Christ. I did so much goddamn work in this league. Like, I'll actually be able to do things. I'll be able to play Animal Crossing again. Cannon base, cannon sand, cannon barrels, cannon furnace. Can I set it up here? The doors won't be happy. I don't know why that entertains me. Hill Giant Club and Bridal staff. Let me take a quick look. Here, keys. I have 2 Giants keys. Oh yeah, also, Phoenix Pet. I want to show off Phoenix Pet. From my last league. Yeah! Phoenix Pet. Alright, let's get the brass key. Teleport back with the crystal memories. This fucking thing is the reason that I don't have pets constantly following me. Which is definitely a real shame, and I genuinely hate it. That was fucking fast. Oh no, I'm taking too much damage. Heal myself up. Unfortunate. You know what I could do, though? You know what I could do? I do need to get 100 Slayer tasks completed. So let me just cancel my current task and just keep fighting hill giants over and over and over again. I think I'm going to replace the rune darts. Is it worth it? Yeah, I think it's worth it. Oh, my diseased papaya tree. Unfortunate. Oh, yeah, I guess now is a good time to talk about my skill levels here. Like, so many of these are 99. The hit points are not 99. Eat the manta ray. Look at this. Look at my skills. Oh, hang on, let me bank. And let's go with hill giants. 46 hill giants. And let's go. Alright, mossy giants. 20 moss giants, and this'll be it. I want to do my final 5 as actual proper Brightify kills. Ooh, mossy key, another one. 6 keys. Okay, I had the most shit luck getting keys all up to this point, and now I just got like 6 back to back. Like, what the fuck, game? Let's go. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Complete 100 Slayer tasks. 100 points. Unfortunate. Okay. I think I'm going to call it here. These are all the points that I can get within these 73 days. Now for honestly just a couple things. First of all, I want to take one final screen cap. Let's shrink this down a little bit. Goodbye to all my gear. I just want to go through one last time through my inventory. Get my snakeling, get my little things. Get the fucking twisted shit out of here. Let's go. You know, let's bring the pickaxe. That's the real MVP. I like the axe a bit more, but you know. Get that there. You know, I'm not gonna miss a lot of these things here. All the gemstones that I probably could have gotten for like a quick level. Raw mantles. The angler set. I'll miss you. The little 24 mithril dots. I didn't even know I had those. The giant champion scroll. I don't even know what the fuck these unidentified mithrils are. The opal machete. Fuck you. Fuck these tribal shits. The gout tuber was super annoying. Jesus Christ. Fuck that shit. Oh, the dragon fruit sapling. The one that never got anywhere. You know, the 6 mil that I got. The 4 dragon scimitars that I for some reason still have. The fighter torso. The 1 singular lone fire cape that somehow survived. I should quickly burn this fire cape real quick. See if I can get a Jad pet before leaving here. All the burnt fish. Why did I have all these burnt fish here? The ham robes. The blowpipe, I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna fucking wield the blowpipe out of here. And you know what? I'm gonna wield the serpentine helm while I'm here too. I'm gonna also wear the ranger cape. Ranger cape is gonna be my setup. This is gonna be my fashion scape. Things that I'm most proud of. I only got 2 God War shots. God War shot 1 and 3. I had 3 Ceradomin swords very, very quickly. The couple dragon arrows that I got from the corrupted gauntlet. I should full screen this shit. Why have I not full screened? I just took that for the fucking thing there. I should full screen that. Oh my god. The Abyssal Bludgeon. I got that like last second. The fucking Monkey Tail, Ballista Spring, and Ballista Limbs before I got my first Zenite Shard? Come on, game, man. Come on, game. All the herbs that I got. I'm gonna miss this. You know, all this shit. All this shit. The Kraken Whip. The fact that I got the Falador Elite, but not the Falador Hard. Unfortunate. The Spirit Saplings. The couple ones that I used. Man. Alright, Fashionscape. Bargain for Jad. Yes, I know I won't get it back. You not lucky. Come on, chat. Oh yeah, one more screenshot that I want to get here. And lastly, one last skill for my pets. 27 days, 3 hours, and 11 minutes. Goodbye, leagues.